Bronx Player of the Week leads off this 5-on-5 today. Fordham's Rostik Novitsky has become a symbol of the latest national events. Russia's war in Ukraine has hit home for him. Fordham forward had the Ukrainian flag on his jersey, a nice tribute by the Rams and many college programs across the country, as he scored a career-high 10 points this past week in a game. Rostik added 2 rebounds and 2 steals in a commanding victory over UMass in the Bronx, the best performance of his season. Rostik told the New York Post, open quote, "I did what I could do, just play hard. It's really hard right now to focus on something else, but basketball is helping," close quote. Here's to Rostik and the people of the Ukraine. We stand with you here in the Bronx. In the 4 spot, Malachi Smith has had some season for Dayton men's basketball on the college hardwood. The standout freshman has made sure that his impact could be felt beyond basketball, too. The St. Raymond alum is using his partnership with Cameo to give back to victims of the tragic January fire in his hometown. Also of note here, if you happen to swing through Dayton, this is some better news. Dayton, Ohio, you can score yourself a Mally meal at Honeybee's Chicken, created by the freshman point guard himself. It's a spicy chicken sandwich on Texas toast with fries and a milkshake, all for $11. Like his jersey number, Mally's world has gone from the BX to the big time. We'll stick with college basketball at number 3 and turn our attention to Manhattan and Riverdale. A signature win for the Jaspers against rival Iona, one that not only happened in the Bronx, but was orchestrated by a BX star. Jose Perez's step-through floater with 1.9 seconds to play gave Manhattan a 74-72 win over Iona. Perez dribbled to the foul line with Quinn Slazinski of Iona guarding. The leading scorer in the MAC worked his way to the elbow before a pump fake got Slazinski to bite and allowed Perez to step through for the game winner. The Bronx native finished with a game-high 27 points, 10 of which came from the charity stripe. In the 2 spot, we'll stick with college basketball here during March Madness. Of course we will. Grad student forward Chuba Ohams playing in his 54th career game in the iconic Rose Hill Gym, the oldest in the country, set a school record with his 20th double-double of the year, scoring 23 points and adding 16 boards to lead Fordham to a 70-66 Atlantic 10 win over George Washington University in the BX on Senior Day. With the win, Fordham closes out the regular season with a 15-15 overall record, 8-10 in the A-10. They opened the conference tournament yesterday. Here's Coach of the Year candidate Kyle Neptune on the win.
We want to be playing our best basketball by the end of the season. It's always been our goal. I think that was some of our best basketball of the year. Chuba Ohams obviously was unbelievable. Josh was really good. And then Darius Quisenberry on one leg. I thought that, his unselfishness, he has not practiced in over a month. He has not practiced for any games, just can't put the wear and tear on his legs. He's limping before the game, and then somehow he musters up the energy to put in the type of performance he did. I'm just telling you, if he was a different type of kid and, try to make it about his comeback, there's no way we could do that. And he was just unbelievable.
At number 1, the Yankees are making moves in racing. Steinbrenner Racing enters the 2022 NTT IndyCar Series with a new ownership structure as Julia Steinbrenner joins her brother George IV's team as co-owner. Steinbrenner Racing continues to partner with Andretti Autosport in 22 to field the number 29 Andretti Steinbrenner Autosport Honda-powered entry with new driver Devlin DeFrancesco joining the team. Steinbrenner Racing was launched in 2016 when 20-year-old George Steinbrenner IV formed a partnership with Andretti to run Colton Herta's 2017 Indy Lights Championship. Since that time, in both Indy Lights and the NTT IndyCar Series, Steinbrenner Racing has scored 11 wins, 15 poles, and 32 podiums. George IV and Julia Steinbrenner are the 2 children of the late Hank Steinbrenner, part owner and former co-chairman of the Yankees. Here's Julia fittingly during Women's History Month.
It's extremely exciting. I cannot wait. I'm thrilled. It kind of came together slowly but quickly at the same time. It's something that George and I have talked about quite a bit. And I've been with the Yankees for 8 years and also as the executive director of the foundation that we found together. So it kind of was more of a matter, not necessarily of if it would happen, but when it would happen and how we would do it, and just kind of letting it happen organically. And so that finally that day finally came, and yeah, I could not be more excited. There's so many wonderful women in the sport. I would love to see more, and so if I can, even just for one person, be, oh, I can do that, and help create that narrative. And there's been so many amazing women that have paved that road for me so that I can be here today. And so if I can, help to continue that in any way, shape, or form, so that we can get some of these really amazing women that I have met, and all of the ones I have not met, involved in the sport, I would love to see that.
At number 1, the Brooklyn Nets host the New York Knicks Sunday at Barclays Center. The Nets have struggled of late. Here's some post-game reaction from a tough defeat to rival Boston. The Celtics could be a team that stands in BK's way this postseason.
I mean, concerned and worried, those words, like, it's easy to do that. It's easy to be concerned. It's easy to be worried and pissed off and mad. It's easy to do that. We could point fingers and, blame our season on other things, but let's just go play. We got another game. We got 17 more, and let's see what happens, at the end of them. We just take it a day at a time, man. Day at a time, and I'm confident in this group.
On the ice, the Rangers skate in Dallas Saturday night. Puck drops at 8 p.m. here for us on the East Coast. That's worthy of the 2 spot. And at number 3, the Islanders have 2 home games this weekend, starting with Winnipeg tonight and Anaheim on Sunday. Both are 7:30 p.m. starts at the brand new UBS Arena. At number 4, catch plenty of local action in early March Madness as the A10 tourney rolls on this weekend in D.C. on the men's side. The men and women of the MAC Conference continue their pursuits of the NCAA tourney in Atlantic City. The Fordham women's basketball team is out in the A10 tourney in Delaware, but plenty of Cinderella dreams continue for programs near and far on the college basketball hardwood. And at number 5, on this date in Bronx sports history, 2 years ago today was the day that the sports world got turned on its head because of the ensuing COVID pandemic. The Fordham Rams won the A10 matchup that day at Barclays early in the afternoon. Later that night, the NBA suspended the 2019-20 season until further notice as the pandemic had reached professional sports. A day we won't soon forget here in the Bronx and around the nation, but 2 years later, we are in a far better place both in sports and for the most part around the world, especially when it comes to COVID-19. With that said, to the C-list we go. It's hard to think of March Madness without Coach K, but that will be the story of this final March appearance for him. The number 4 Duke Blue Devils were upset by the North Carolina Tar Heels 94-81 last Saturday night in what was legendary Coach K's final home game at Cameron Indoor Stadium. North Carolina was able to avenge an 87-67 loss earlier this season in Chapel Hill to Duke and spoiled Coach K's curtain call in front of a packed house in Durham. Honestly, that really doesn't matter. The tributes that came that night do. Over the course of his 42 years as head coach at Duke, he owns a 1,123 win record against 307 losses and has coached 68 NBA draft picks, 42 in the first round, 37 All-Americans, and 9 National Players of the Year. More than 80 former players and countless other celebrities and athletes were in the building to witness Coach K's final regular season contest. That's what great mentors can do, and he's certainly among the greatest of all time. His star once shined bright at West Point as an assistant coach here in upstate New York, but Duke is where he cemented his legacy. Coach K used basketball as a vehicle to teach and inspire life. Here at BronxNet, we will miss seeing him and Duke in action at the ACC tourney in Brooklyn or on the hallowed hardwood of Madison Square Garden. Like the legendary athletes we highlight each week, Coach K is larger than life behind the bench, a figure we will certainly remember and share with future generations to come. Thank you, Coach K, for teaching the game to countless players and for your commitment to accountability and turning boys into men. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.